I've been events here and there, so I figured come and introduce myself to everybody.
If you see a Greg Dodge,
Pull her over fast. Absolutely. We've already had this conversation.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. Good to meet you.
great job patrolling Waterview every night.
Thank you.
Okay, it's 9:12. Let's go ahead and reconvene it out of executive session. Have a motion on that?
So moved.
Motion.
Oh, that motion.
That motion.
Thought it was to reconvene. Mayor, I'd like to move to approve employee reviews as discussed in executive session.
Okay, Councilman Woods, we have a motion, we have a second.
I'll second.
Councilman Wise, seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Item D5, consider an act of preliminary plat for Waterview Estates, S.A. Jones Survey, tract 20, 13.53 acres, old tract number 1D, Hickory Creek, Denton, Texas. Someone here to speak on that? Come on up, sir. State your name and address.
Yes, Mayor, members of council, my name is Jeff Crandall, 2570 Justin Road, Allen Village, Texas. I'm the engineer on the project. I'm trying to set a record on the number of times I can bring this plat in front of you. Each time I think we made some minor improvements, and right now I think we've got it down to the final set of plans. I'll be real brief. We took the 40 lots that we had approved about 12 months ago. We now have 38 lots. We've taken out some side cul-de-sacs and deeper lots. Basically, everything else remains the same. So. The only question P&Z had, and I actually had a question there as well, was during all of this previous platting, we had a packed house here a couple of nights in a row. And one thing got kind of shoved in the back, it was the tree mitigation issue. We had on the plat, on the zoning documents, the fact that we came back in, preserve this pond, the tank on the property, and said maybe that would apply for any tree mitigation that we had. That got kind of swept under the rug, so I just thought, we brought that up to P&Z, they said, great idea. You guys are providing an amenity. We're going to put some improvements down there. So just thought I'd bring it up for discussion in case there was any. We're asking for, we're going to save about 60 to 65% of the trees on this side anyway. These deeper lots allow us some flexibility for that. But if there's, we will be knocking down some of those trees. We will be preserving the pond as we've shown. And so that was going to be our request to have that mitigated the cost for tree mitigation.
Okay. Are you still representing the same developer?
It's a different developer.
Different developer, okay.
Yes, we've gone from developer A to developer B, and so this one, we're talking this evening, we're going to be starting final design tomorrow. If you guys are so inclined to give us a passing grade on this one, we're ready to get started on final design. We're bringing that back in as soon as we can.
Okay. All right. Tam, did you have anything on this as far as how you're...
I'm getting that. Sorry.
I'm sorry, did you have any questions?
What is the average lot size again now on this?
They're minimum 60-foot wide, but the depths have greatly increased because of this one cul-de-sac option. So they're probably 8,000 minimums. They are 60-foot wide all the way down, but most of them are 180 feet deep-ish. So they're much bigger now that we've taken out those cul-de-sac ones.
Now, how was the P&Z, Paul, on this?
P&Z was good. The notes that we see here are some of the questions they had that we just need to get answers to, and I haven't seen our engineers' comments completely. What was the situation with the pond? Is that going to stay with the neighborhood? Like
It's going to be HOA-owned
Okay.
property. I don't think the city wants it. That would be the only other option.
Lakeview HRA or Waterview?
No, Waterview.
And is that, I think one of the notes, was that a mandatory HOA or is that a voluntary
I
HOA?
don't know the answer to that.
Is that important, Lance, as far as?
Typically, they're mandatory.
So we need to make sure that
And
mandatory.
I don't know. I've never done a non-mandatory one.
Yes, it's,
Well, it would be a developer HOA until it's built out and gradually move it from a developer to a, that would be my expectation.
And then, as far as the fire, you've heard the same citizens talking to planning and zoning. Is there any paperwork that shows the fire is approved, signed off on, and we're good going down the street one way? I know one side's non-parking.
I didn't see any. I heard it was there. At least I got an email saying Chad's looked at it and he's signed off on what we have.
Okay, and so can you describe how it's going to work? One side of the street, I guess the west side's going to be all non-parking?
Right, we agreed to put no parking signs on one side, west side, and we agreed to put in, I think it's 34-foot wide pavement versus a 31-foot wide pavement. Give a little extra cushion in there for passing the parked car.
Okay. And as far as number 1 lot, number 38 lot, how are we gonna take care of that with the entrance?
We discussed that, there's a median there to preserve a 30-inch oak tree, which I really would like to do. But that median extends deep enough in the lot that's gonna cover that first lot on both sides. We talked about with the developer putting in pavers across that median so that it's kind of a, I don't want to put a fire lane or we don't need a fire lane or heavy-duty street, but we'll put some type of crossing across that median so that it's all weather surface, brick pavers, maybe some other ideas that somebody else might have.
And then, we didn't talk about any street improvements up front there. What's the, remember we talked about it when you came the first time?
We did.
What was the discussion on the streets? We didn't talk about that P&Z.
The discussion, the previous discussions were that we would be responsible for paving half the road, which makes no sense. Our discussions were that we paved the entire road over to Point Vista for half the project. So same square yardage. Point Vista, for whatever reason, was not required to pave the north half. They actually own that, so the city's kind of lost that requirement. That's part of Point Vista, the north half of that road. So we'll do our half, or we'll do a full width over to Point Vista, which makes a lot more sense.
I lost your picture.
Yeah, not Point Vista.
Well, no, I'm sorry, Hickory Creek Road, instead of doing a half a road section for the width of our property, we'll do a full road section for half of our property. Same volume of concrete, just it doesn't make any sense paving half a road. There's no owner on the opposite side to pave the other half, because that's already been platted.
So, but for half the length of your property, so Hickory Creek Road would be paved like basically to the enter Waterview Court?
Waterview Court to the west, connect into Park Park.
It's got to be 2-lane conference.
Yes.
But then right there it goes down to the country road again.
It's not a very pretty road either. We'd love for you guys to pave more of that, but
We'd love for you to.
I know.
Text up?
We missed that chance.
Concrete.
That's been the discussion so far. We're amenable that we like it a nice road too, but we're not paving all Hickory Creek.
Okay,
It's
so
a long run with a lot of pavement.
those are, I think, the main questions that came out of that. What was the, can you update on the sewer line or easement over there?
Yes, what we've got at this point in time is we can gravity flow into the sewer and take some of the water. There is a drainage easement that may be illegal for us. If not, we may have to expand to a drainage and utility easement. But in talking to LCWA and Jeff, when we discussed using that drainage easement as our sewer connection point in Texas. So it'll be board line to gravity flow in that manhole. The backup plan that doesn't work is to put in the small lift stations, which nobody wants to do. So.
Yeah, I thought we were totally not doing that.
Well, I mean, talking to the Lake Cities, they have all the town. They own, maintain, and operate those. They keep the stock in their warehouse, but we'd rather not do that. We don't want to not do that.
What's your opinion on that, Jeffrey?
I'd rather not have one. Makes it look cleaner.
Yeah, that's our first choice. The only thing to preclude that is if we, for some reason, can't get in that secondary sewer, can't get in that storm sewer easement, or can't get a little extra easement with from that window. I don't see any of those not happening.
Okay.
Is there a builder at this point? Who's the builder?
Megatel homes.
Megatel homes.
And then the one thing we discussed when we saw you the first time was the housing quality. Is there still the same quality of the house going in there? I know the price points were $350-ish.
That I couldn't answer. I don't know if
Has that changed since the first developer you had?
About 280,000 to 350,000.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
About 280,000 to 375.
That's a change.
It's down,
That's a
right?
good change.
It's down, right? Well, those are my questions.
Thank you. James, question?
Yeah, it's, one other thing I just want to point out that Chris probably up to speed on the fire questions about the fire, if there's going to be any issue with that. She said that the fire, she said that they're okay with it. I went back to the fire code and it says that anything that is longer than 500 feet to 750 feet, you have to have a 96-foot diameter cul-de-sac. And so right now it's an 80-foot with a 100-foot right-of-way. So that might be something you need to consider having that added to it. But then anything above 750 feet to that cul-de-sac, then you have to have special approval. And so that's something from the fire department that has to get that special approval too.
So they have a supplemental letter then showing that they're okay with this, since this one's over 500?
Yes.
But do we have that letter yet, or you haven't?
We haven't got anything, but they say that they're okay with the current preliminary plat, but it's something we need to discuss with them. I tried to call him, the fire chief, but I couldn't get a hold of him.
Yeah, and I tell you on that, I'm not fine with just him saying, okay, I want something right from him. Because, you know, we've gone through a lot of things like this, where we want them to be satisfied.
Yeah.
You know, what's in front of them, and not come back on us, and the house burns over there, and next thing you know, well, the council approved this, and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just-
Yeah, and so, basically regarding about putting any fill on top of inside that pond, we did put a comment that they have to get like a geotech engineer during the construction plans preparation to provide recommendations how to fill that so we avoid any settlement inside under the roadway, but also the residents' houses too. And so that's something they have to put on their construction plans. Right now, it's still very preliminary. It's trying to get their preliminary plats, so it's not required at this time. And same thing with the mitigation.
We require that letter from the fire chief before we approve the final plat, so. Still approve.
And same thing with the tree mitigation. Right now, they're only required to provide a tree survey and not a tree mitigation plan at this time for preliminary plats. And so that'll be something that they'll provide. How much trees are to be saved based on the grading plan that they put together, and then how much they need to mitigate. And so then that's part of a developer's agreement between the town and the developer if you want to count that pond towards that tree mitigation. So that's between the town and the developer.
Okay.
Any other questions they have?
When y'all plan on bringing it back?
We're
If
doing tomorrow.
you're going to pass it out next meeting, or?
No. We got to start final design plans.
Right.
We got to get them approved through LCDMA and through Allen Avenue Group. That usually takes 30, 60 days-ish, depending on the visit out. So we're probably 9 days out from coming back to this body with our full approval ready to start construction. We'd love to be back 30 days if that's possible. But we're starting tomorrow if you guys give us 3 months.
Thank you. Thank you, James. Any other discussion?
Put that road on. And that's 397 foot roughly across the front of the property. We're right at 200 foot full width. And you got another 200 is not nothing, it's just gonna be asphalt.
That's going down the hill, going out to the highway.
Something to think about.
Yeah. Developer-wise, do they feel like strongly that that's going to look right? I mean, put that concrete like that? I mean, I know the ordinances play either your favor or our favor on that, because the way it's set up and the way the property owner is set up and everything like that.
I mean, at least it's my understanding, our responsibility is the full width of our property for our half. The northern half we don't own, that's part of the joint business subdivision, so it's already been platted, and already been passed over. They weren't required to do any improvements to this particular stretch of their half, so we're kind of stuck. I don't like building half a road, that's a traffic control line.
Yeah, and I guess my thought is maybe what we do is, James, if we put together the cost on that, we put that money in escrow to already do the entire road versus splitting it in half and doing concrete. You know, we go ahead and just take the money and then it's all escrowed out to we're ready to go and do the rest of it after we get analysis on what it's going to cost.
That's an option.
So, I don't know what the council thinks. I think it's going to look really squirrely if we do that. Sure. Even for your new
So we
subdivision.
would connect onto an improved road from this point, and just extend it into our entrance, so you have a full city street section. It's going to basically look like Point Vista or Parkway extended. So it gets it started, but historically, most cities would take this road and then hopefully someone might pay the entire, there's a lot of road from us to I-35. It's a long stretch. So,
Tax loss can be coming up.
Right. So I mean, that's gonna get us even further. We got this, and all we need is this little piece right here.
I think this goes the best way, and then you get together and do it all the way.
James, how long would it take to get us an analysis of what it would cost concrete blast?
We can take a look at that and get it at the end of the week.
Got it. Would you all be fine with that?
I think so. I mean, that's what a lot of cities do, so.
Okay.
That's going to be.
That's contingent upon the council approving everything, and then that'd be part of it.
Right. We've got our estimates put together already, we kind of know what we were going to spend on that roadway section itself, so.
Okay, let me make one more comment. If you recall, or Lance, if you recall, in the meeting, we had some concerns about just the wording over in 1, 2, 3, like number 4 says minimum lot area shall be 7,200 square feet. Did we need some corrections on that stuff that was presented? Or that'll come with the final plat, I'm guessing.
Well, that's my understanding, but
I don't think we had anything that was necessarily inconsistent with what they're planning. I think you're actually exceeding those requirements.
well, yes, these lots got a little bigger, but
Do we need that to at least beef up from 7,200 to say 9,000 or something of that sort instead of, does that matter on the paperwork?
No, not on that.
Okay.
I think we're looking back at the PD, which is several years.
Yeah, we should probably look at those notes again because we had some pretty detailed notes that Tim brought up as a matter of fact, so. Okay.
I think we can address that with the final.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I'll entertain a motion. If you decide to put forth the motion, during the fire piece, the road piece, and there's little instances in there too. A letter from the fire department, it would be more than 750 road.
I think we can just have that in the minutes, that's
Okay.
one of the issues that's going to have to be addressed.
All right.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion, we approve the preliminary plat for Waterview Estates, S.A. Survey, track 20, 13.53 acres, old DCAD, track number 1B, Hickory Creek, Denton County, Texas, with the approval as mentioned in the minutes as well.
Councilman King's made a motion, with a second.
I'll second.
Councilman Clark, seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. Let's jump down to item 9 real quick. Consider an act on granting consent for certificate of convenience and necessity amendment to the Lake City Municipal Authority. Any questions on that? Lance, you want to explain that?
Mayor, this is
We have
just
a representative here from Lake City as well, Mike Anderson, the engineer.
Yes, Mike Anderson's been working on this and has the application into the TCEQ for the amendment of their CCN. Part of that, it's a lengthy application process, and one of the requirements is that they get the consent of any municipality that has either its corporate limits or its ETJ in the area that's where the CCN is being expanded into. And currently, there's no CCN holder in that area, is that right?
That's correct.
So it's not our CCN, it's just in our ETJ. And the TCEQ requires a letter from us granting consent, which has to be acted on by the council. So they're seeking to serve one of the new developers in town, the name of the subdivision escapes me.
Yes, sir, this is for providing service to the Steeple Chase North.
Steeple Chase.
Subdivisions going in at the Turtleville Park Ridge.
Any questions from the council?
I have just a minor correction, that it talks about the proposed expanded utility services located approximately 8.5 miles east of downtown Dayton.
Yeah, I saw that the TCEQ's notice letter, their directions are off, I think. Yeah, but that's not pertinent to the application or our consent.
Any other discussion? Questions? So we gotta wait for someone.
That's okay.
Entertain a motion? Mr. Jason, Councilman?
No, not at all.
Entertain a motion?
I'd be happy.
Councilman Ward?
I'd like to move that we grant consent for certificate of convenience and necessity, amendment to LCUA.
Okay, Councilman Ward's made a motion, have a second?
Second.
Councilman Capri, seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Mayor, council, appreciate it, thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's, there's a couple folks here for Volkswagen. Let's go ahead and go to E10. Consider act on 2013 Volkswagen on the lake to be held October 25th to 27th in the Sycamore Bend Park.
Mayor, just a quick discussion. I'll try to keep it under 10 minutes if at all possible. I've asked Christie to queue up a website, a Facebook page, and a spreadsheet. So this is what I'll be referring to. I'd also like to call Tom and Charles up if you're available. I got to tell you, we are so blessed in this town to have volunteers like Tom, Lisa, and Charles Cleary. Charles has taken on the role of project manager by himself. The volunteer hours have easily been 25 hours a week for the last 2 months maybe. And this thing has taken legs, and we're excited to show you where we're going with it. So Christie, I guess first if you'll take us to the website. Just to kind of... Yes, yeah, absolutely. So this website was built by Van Breed Management. Normal cost would have been about $1,000 to build and $600 to $800 to manage it. We've had this 100% donated to the town, so this did not cost us a penny. And whenever we have updates and additional sponsors and things that we need changed on it, Mr. Cordry has been very responsive to daily making changes. He's been a good friend to the town to do this for us. So I guess let's go to the home page. We'll just click to reach out. Yeah, there we go. So this is the opening page. Just kind of briefly talks about camping, the Volkswagen Car Show, and live music. There's a link to the events page. We've got details about each of the bands that we have coming out. A little bit about each of them. We're going to start off the day with Fiddle Boy, who is a world champion fiddle player. He'll bring up a couple of different music artists that everybody on our lineup has their own recordings out. These are not just people that, are from, they used to sing in the choir up at the university. So we start out with, I guess we start at noon. We've got an agenda that I'll show later, but from basically 12 o'clock to 10 o'clock, we've got a full day of live music.
To 9:30.
9:30.
Well, we've got a noise ordinance coming up later, and I think we're going to push that to 10:30. We'll see. Just kidding. So we've got Dust Vinyl. They have their 60s, 70s, 80s music. They have donated 100% of their time to do this at no cost. Their normal fee is about $2,500. Matt Dunn, country, a little bit of rock, some great YouTube videos. He has a gig at Windstar later that evening, so we've got him going in the mid-afternoon. And then our headliner is Swat Song, a 17-year running Led Zeppelin tribute band. I went to their concert at the pub on Saturday night in Plano. They had over 700 people there, and the fire marshal had to shut them down, and that's with a $10 cover. I passed out flyers, I talked to people, and people are excited because this group has never done an open-air concert outside of German Fest in Munster. So this is it's their second time in 17 years to get to sing in an outdoor venue, and they're very excited about it. We've made it really easy for them. One of the establishments where they normally play at is a friend to the town, and he has donated a $15 in-kind donation of all of his sound equipment that he's going to set up at 10 o'clock in the morning and let every band use all of his sound equipment. And his stuff is all top-notch, brand new system. And he's also going to provide an employee to be out there for 10 hours to manage the soundboard and to really take care of this. And these concerts are going to be they're going to be fun. We're really going to enjoy that. We're lucky to have all of this donated to us. Let's click over to, let's see, what's the next tab up there, Christy? About us. We're still looking for content there. Events. So here's kind of just a little lineup of the show so far, and all of this can be changed a little bit. Corey Proctor's a former Dallas Cowboy player, currently plays for Miami, was also the drummer in the band Free Reign with Mark Colombo. Several folks might remember him when he lived here in Dallas. He's going to be on stage just for a little while doing some Q&A. We've asked the Ticket radio station to come out and do live broadcasts. We're still waiting on responses from them. 1 o'clock, we've got a local Middle Eastern group going to do some belly dancing. 1:30, Aaron Mingus and Phil Boy. 2:30, we've got Matt Dunn. 4:30, Dusty Vinyl. 8 o'clock, Swan Song. Any questions on that lineup so far?
Yeah, that schedule's not exactly right. Swan Song's actually going on at 7. I think one.
7 to 9:30.
Yeah, 7 to 9:30, and one before him isn't playing that long, so we do have a correction to make there.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll play at 4:30, probably to 6:30. Or 6:45.
The car show.
But that's tactical.
Yeah.
It's not strategic.
So this just explains, did I see in the newspaper when they said it's an air-cooled VW show?
No, it's air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
Air-conditioned event.
So we're gonna air condition, so
So
you're
you're
on
not
the
air
park.
conditioning the park. Rather, we're inviting air-cooled vehicles to be judged. And then they said 1,000 dash plaques.
Yeah.
100 or something, but something was lost in translation on the Lake City Sun article. We'll get that taken care of. We've got pre-registration until October 15th. Here's our registration link. There's a drop-down box. Go ahead and hit that drop-down box, Christy, just to show you all the different things they can sign up for: camping, camping with a trailer, premium campsites that are right on the water, vendor no cooking, vendor with cooking, vendor swap meet day of the event, Sunday for car show only, festival weekend pass, and event t-shirts, all ready to go. And then a brief description down below. Sponsors, if you click the drop-down box again, we've got big top lists, everything from 5,000 to 100 that we've been asking for. You don't have to click it, but if you click the here button, it actually brings up the package that shows you what you get for different levels of sponsorship, including wristbands to get in, front row seats, all that kind of good stuff. Vendors, these are logos of vendors that have already provided sponsorships to us, and I'll go through that in more detail. Phone Box is the one that is providing the celebrity talent. In It to Win It is the company that's doing our judging. GCAS is providing some lighting. DFW Communications providing 15 radios for us. We actually did the due diligence to where we went out there with the radios at both ends of the park, and no static, no interference, no problems. Chief is aware of everything going on with the radios, so we've got a good tight plan for communication between citizens on patrol, the police department, and our volunteers that are out there. We will have volunteer headquarters. Is there another tab, Christy? We're done. Frequently asked questions, just a couple of little things. Bring your blanket, bring a chair, and who to contact for any questions. You guys feel free to go to VolkswagenOnTheLake.com and cruise through it. If you see anything you'd like to add under frequently asked questions, or if you as just a normal person are missing something, let us know if there's an area where we can add some additional content. We're adding to this daily. Literally, we made changes today and yesterday. It's a moving target. This is our Facebook page. Built this maybe 2-3 weeks ago. We've got 157 likes already. That surprised me. That's pretty. That's a lot of people looking at it that don't live here. But we posted it on all of the different bands' websites. We got a huge response when we posted it on Swan Song's Facebook page. I know we've got people that follow Swan Song religiously that will be at our lake or at our event. These are just some of the posts that have been posted on the Facebook page, and so far it's been a very positive way to promote the event. We've not had any negative experience with it yet, or haven't had any problems with communicating through it today. Let's hit that spreadsheet briefly. This is the nuts and bolts. What I've done is I've broken out the goods and service sponsors compared to our cash sponsors. Swan Song, when they play at House of Blues, their normal fee is $6,500 to $5,000 a gig. We're only being charged $2,500, and they're our headliner because we feel that's our best shot at getting people to the lake for a concert that wouldn't normally come to Hickory Creek. Although they do play quite often at an event center just 2 miles from here down on 407. Matt Dunn, $2,500 worth of music donated, Dusty Vinyl, $1,000. We already spoke about $1,000 for the website design and included another $600 to $800 for implementation and actually managing that website. I didn't expect him to be available to daily update us every evening. He's adding logos and adding content for us.
He's just been very, very responsive to our needs to keep that website up to date.
Yes, he's even searched